I just washed my hair in the sink, which is why my hair looks like this, but we're gonna roll with it. So let's see, in January, by the 11th, I submitted my college application to the school that I attend today, which is still unbelievable to think about. But yeah, I submitted all the essays and documents and transcripts and whatnot by the 11th, which was the deadline they prescribed on the website. And also in that month, I was still in high school then, so we took some graduation photos, and it was really fun wearing, the cap and gown and feeling just that much closer to being an adult. In February, I don't remember much about what happened, but in my phone, I saved this really cool photo from the Song of Achilles, so I probably read that book in this year as well. Yeah, this photo gives me pain every time I look at it, and it's still my lock screen. Here, I'll show you. Ta-da! Yeah. Okay, in March is a good month for me. So on March 19th, I got my conditional acceptance to the college program of my dreams. I remember that morning I got the email, and for the entire month of March, I had been refreshing my emails like 10 times in a day. And on March 19th, I woke up and the first thing I did was go on my phone, look at my emails, and I got the email, and I was so happy, and I jumped out of bed and ran to my mother's bedroom. I was like, "Mom, I got it!" I was really happy. I think March was also the month where lockdown began for our compound in Shanghai. And actually on the day of getting my college acceptance email, our whole family had to go to a government office in Shanghai, I think. And we had to line up for several hours to do the COVID test. Yeah, it was cold, it was tiring, I was hungry, but nothing could quench my joy that day because I got the email that I've always wanted, always dreamt of. So yeah, March was when my future was decided, sort of. Okay, so in April, we had one of my favorite classes in high school was our AP research class, and that was a 2-year class beginning from junior year and ending in our senior year. And in April, we submitted our final research paper, and we did a presentation on our research, and that made me really happy. I felt really accomplished. I felt very knowledgeable. I'm very proud of myself because I think that course was the course that really made me love doing research and interacting with people and documenting their stories. And so yeah, I'm really grateful for that course. In May, a lot of things happened in May as well. So May was still Shanghai was still in lockdown, so the whole compound sort of came together, and I remember my mother bought a giant box of bananas, and we delivered bunches of bananas around the compound. So that was an experience. It was fun. On May 9th, I was elected the class speaker for our grade's graduation ceremony. It made me really proud. Yeah. And on May 19th, I turned 19. I remember taking a nap, and then when I woke up, my mother came into my room with a birthday cake, and it was really rare because you couldn't really get like any cake ingredients during that time, during lockdown. But there was a lady in our compound who made birthday cakes, and my mother somehow got a cake from her. So May 29th, it was our high school graduation, and since we couldn't leave our houses, it was an online graduation. So there they played a pre-recorded graduation speech that I made. I also graduated high school with a, I don't know how to say this, summa cum laude distinction, which is great and also kind of sad because high school was probably the last time where I could attain like academic excellence. Because in college it's quite clear to me that, you know, I'm just doing my best every day, and getting a pass right now is all I'm hoping for. Also on that day, on that evening of the graduation, my mother got us champagne, so I was allowed 1 glass of champagne. And yeah, during the online graduation ceremony, it was also very heartwarming to see all my friends texting me about watching my graduation speech and being really happy for me. I was really happy that they were happy about what I said as well. In June, I think Shanghai left lockdown in June, so my friends and I, we went to a park in Puxi and we had a picnic there, which looking back was probably not a great idea because if you know Shanghai summers, you know how hot and humid it gets, and so we were sort of dying under the sun, but you know, it was a worthy sacrifice for the vibes. And it was also in June that I realized something about myself, ironically during the month of June, but I'm keeping that for myself. In July, I got my visa finally for the EU, and it was a really pretty visa. It came in a envelope, and inside was my passport, and inside the passport was a tiny slip of paper that permitted me to enter the EU, and I was really happy and really relieved that I can now legally enter the EU for my school. Oh, this happened before. My mother and I also moved from Pudong to Puxi. We stayed in a one-person apartment because it was meant to be where my mother would live after I leave her friends. So during the small month where I stayed with her before I left her friends, I slept on the ground. So every night I would bring out the sofa cushions and make a bed for myself on the ground, and I would line the sofa cushions with blankets. It was a fun time. On August 13th, my mother and I went on an international flight from Shanghai to Paris. And once I landed in France, it began like the most stressful couple of days of my life. By the end of every day, I was stress crying because I had to speak French all the time. All of a sudden, we had to get on and off a lot of trains with all of our suitcases in hand. So I had my cello, and together we had maybe like 6 pieces of luggage. But you know, it gradually got better. We cleaned up the apartment where I live now. This is still the apartment that I love very much, And we also bought a secondhand bike for me. It's the yellow one, and I like that one a lot as well. In September, my first semester of college started. My mother went back to Shanghai, and I've been living alone in France ever since. Yeah, it still gets hard, but I think now it's getting better. And from October to December, they're documented already in the videos I've made. So yeah, that was my 2022. It was a good year.